Alright, so this is the second lecture of Algebra unit. In the first lecture, we saw some identities and we solved a bunch of questions, right? Like a lot. So this is the second lecture. If you haven't checked that out, please go ahead and check that, watch that video, then come to this. So this is simple equations. Understanding simple equations is pretty simple actually. We are going to talk about linear equations, in fact. Any equation that is of the form ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Okay, or ax plus by equals to c. If there is any equation that is of the form this, then it is a linear equation. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the degree should be 1. If the degree is 1, then it is a linear equation. And what do I mean by degree? Basically, the variables that you have, that is this x variable and this y variable that you have, these should have a power of 1. If they have the highest power of 2, then the degree of that particular equation will be 2. In that case, it will be a quadratic equation. Right now, since the degree of x and y both is 1, so this is going to be a linear equation. As simple as that. One more point that you could remember or you will observe is that graph of any linear equation that you have is a straight line. It's always a straight line. So let's say if this is your graph looking something like this, then it's going to be a straight line. So let's say this, like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or like this. So any kind of a straight line that you could have, okay, I'm not able to make that right, but here you go, like this. Yeah. So if it is a straight line, it is a graph of linear equation because degree is 1, so it's going to be a straight line only. Let's see a few more things. Okay, let's say let's talk about solutions actually. So let me take you to that topic itself. You will see a lot of questions in CAT based on this topic where they will ask you to find number of solutions of given two equations. So let's say you are given two linear equations. One is a1x plus v1 by equals to c1, right? This is first equation. And there is second equation that is a2x b2 by and equals to c2. Now they will ask find the number of solutions of this equation. Now what do they mean by solution? Basically they are saying at how many places does the two lines that you are given a1x plus b1 by equals to c1 and this second line, so let's say this is l1, this is l2, okay, this is line 1, line 2, at how many places these lines cut each other, right? Whenever it is given in the question, then find the number of solutions of these two equations. Basically they are asking that at how many places on the graph line L1 and line L2 is cutting each other. That you will need to find. So let's try to solve this. So let's say you have a1x plus v1 by equals to c1 and a2x plus v2 by equals to c2. So what I would do is I would multiply by b2 in this equation and I will multiply by b1 in this equation. Okay, so now what that would do, and I would subtract the second equation from the first equation. So this would be a1 b2x plus b1 b2y minus a2x b1, okay, or a2 b1x. Let me write that actually. So a2 b1x minus b1 b2y equals to c1 minus c2. So you see this goes, and here you have x A1 B2 minus A2 B1 equals to C1 minus C2. X equals to C1 minus C2 upon A1 B2 minus A2 B1. So you have X from here. Now look, you cannot have denominator equals to 0, right? Because if this is 0, then X becomes undefined, right? And if X becomes undefined, that means you cannot draw the line on this graph. So X can never be undefined. And if X is not undefined, that means this cannot be 0. That is your denominator that is given. So if that cannot be 0, so A1 B2 minus A2 B1 cannot be 0. If this cannot be 0, so let's take this on the right hand side. So A1 B2 cannot be equal to A2 B1. Now can we write it like this? A1 upon A2 is not equals to B1 upon B2. So if that is the case, in that case, we get unique solution. What does that mean? That basically means that at least at one of the places, the two given lines are going to cut each other. So when this holds true for the given two equations, that is line 1 and line 2, a1x plus b1y equals to c1 and a2x plus b2y equals to c2. When this holds true for these two equations, then it has unique solution. You will be given in the options. That does it have unique solution? Does it have no solution? Does it have infinite solution? If this holds true for the two equations, then it is going to be unique solution. Now, there is one more thing. Let's say you are given two equations. Okay, and in that, if a1 upon a2 equals to b1 upon b2 equals to c1 upon c2, right? This means all are in ratio. In that case, this will be infinite solution. Now, why infinite solution? Because they are practically the same line, right? So that means that if this is the first line, then just above this or below this, basically that same line, same exact line is going to be your second line. And when that is the case, that means they are meeting at every place. So that means it will have infinite solution. So this is the second condition and this is the first condition in which you can find solutions of the equations. Third is when a1 upon a2 is equals to b1 upon b2, but it is not equals to c1 upon c2. So this part is true, but this part doesn't hold any substance. In that case, the thing that we talked about here comes true. That is, denominator becomes equals to 0. So you get no solution. Okay, so these are the three things that you should remember, that if you are given line L1 and line L2, so you can check these three things, and if one of them holds true, then you can have solutions of the equation accordingly, and that will be your answer. Let's see some questions. The first question. Let's say you are given two equations. First is 3x plus py equals to 17. Another is qx plus 8y equals to 19. At any point of time, if you have any doubt, just drop that doubt in the comment section or in the live chat. I would suggest comment section, because even after the video ends, I will be able to answer that. Okay. So yes, ask that and I will answer that. So these are the two equations given. This is 19. P and Q are integers. Okay. Find the number of pairs of P comma Q for which these equations will have no solution. Remember, no solution. This is equation. Try to solve this. Pause the live video or the video that you're watching and try to solve this. Let's see the solution now. You have two equations, and I told you if you have no solution, then this condition holds true. So let's do that. That is A1. What is A1? 3. What is A2? Q equals to P upon 8 is not equals to 17 upon 19. This should work. So if we take these two, that means P by 8 is not equals to 17 by 19. So P is not equals to 17 multiplied by 8 upon 19. So this doesn't get solved, but we have this condition that it will not be this value. Similarly, if we look for this, that is 3 by q is not equals to 17 by 19. In that case, we can write that q is not equals to 19 multiplied by 3 upon 17. So these are the two conditions that I have, that whatever pairs that I get, I will remove these two if these two values are present in that pair. Now let's have a look at this. So that means that 3 upon q is equals to p upon 8, which means pq is basically 24. So if we need to make pq equals to 24 and p and q are integers, in that case we could have pairs like this: 1 multiplied by 24, that is p is 1, q is 24, or reverse. Then we could have 2 multiplied by 12, 3 multiplied by 8, 4 multiplied by 6. Is there anything else? So you could have 12 multiplied by 2, but we already have that, right? So we have included that. So that means we have this, this, and this. We could also have negative of this. So that means minus 4 multiplied by minus 6. So that could also be the solution. And for this itself, we could have minus 6 comma minus 4. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, and this is 1. 6 comma 4. So that means if I have 4, I can multiply this by 4. So total solutions will be 16. Right? Let me repeat that. We have these 4 solutions now. Right? Now this could have this 4 multiplied by 6 or any 1 comma 24. We have 1 comma 24 if, right? So this could be 1 comma 24 p q. Now this could be 24 comma 1. This could be minus 1 comma minus 24. This could be minus 24 comma minus 1. So in 4 ways you could write one of the factors. So total will be 4. These are total are 4, and I can write it in 4 ways. So this will be total 16 solutions. So that is 16 pairs I could have for p comma q, and I have made sure that these values doesn't occur. So you could solve these and you could see that none of the values are these. Got it? Let's see another question. This is the question that have been seen in CAT as well. So it is given that when books are bundled in groups of 11, 4 are left out, and when the books are bundled in groups of 9, 1 is left out. This you need to find. Just pause the video and try to solve this. Let's see the solution. Look, it is saying that books are bundled in groups of 11, 4 are left out. So basically they are saying, let's say you have 15 books. So if you bundle it in a group of 11, 4 will be left out, right? So you have one bundle. If you have two bundles, let's say 22, that is 11 multiplied by 2, then again 4 will be left out. If you have it in group of 3, like total bundles are 3, then also 4 are left out. So can I write it as 11x plus 4? This is total number of books. Then they have given another condition. They are saying that if they are bundled in the groups of 9, that is 9 multiplied by 1, that is there is only one bundle, then 1 will be left out. If I have two bundles, 1 will be left out. If I have three bundles, 1 will be left out. So can I write it like this? 9y plus 1. Total number will be same whether I use bundles of 11 or whether I use bundles of 9. So this you get, right? So this is something that you need to reach first to move further. Can I write this equation as this? 11x plus 3. Now first we will follow the hit and trial method. Now in this question I'm going to tell you multiple methods to solve this. Now it's up to you which one you want to follow. Okay. In each way, in each method that I will tell you, they would be useful for you in some other parts of your algebra also. So remember that. Let's use first hit and trial method. Here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a random value. Let's start with x equals to 1. So here 9y will be 11 plus 3, that is 14. So y will be 14 by 9. Now since these are books, so they cannot be in fraction, so this is not possible. Let's take x equals to 2. So 9y will be 22 plus 3, that is 25. So y will be 25 by 9. So again not possible. Let's take x equals to 3. So 9y equals to 30 plus 33 plus 3 equals to 36. So that means y is going to be 36 upon 9. So 4. And there you have your first solution, where x is 3, y is 4, which is an integer. So books can be an integer. And there you have your first solution. So 11x plus 4 or 9y plus 1. Right? This is how we were finding the number of books. So if we put the value this here or this here, these both are going to be 37. So this is your first solution of the number of books. I needed this from you, that is why I wrote this question like this. Right? Now upon solving this, you get your number of books to be this. Now this is not the only number of books that you will have, because just like x is 3, x could be some other value also. And that would be, so what would be the next value for the number of books? That can be found with your initial value that you have found plus LCM of divisors multiplied by k. K can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on till the amount you want. What are divisors? Divisors are basically your coefficients of x and y. So in our case that is 11 and 9. So if I want LCM of 11 and 9, then I will multiply it by k. So this will be, how much is LCM of 11 and 9? That is 99. So 99k. So k is 0. In that case, this will be 37. If k is 1, then that will be 136, 235, 334, and so on. Right? So now we can find all the values that we want. If there is a range given in the question, then we could count up to that value and we'll have total values. If you observe this, this is an AP, right? With common difference of how much? LCM of coefficient of x and y. Right? That is what is written over here if you really see. AP with common difference with LCM of coefficient of x and y. Right? That is the only thing we have. if you really observe this, and that is how you have your answer. Now let's say in the question they are also asking you to find all those x and y values. So these are the total number of books that could be. It could be 37, it could be 136, it could be 230, 235, it could be 334. Right? We started from here and we found all these values. Now they could ask for 136. What is x or what is y? Like, they would not pinpoint 136, but they could ask what could be the value of x or what could be the value of y. So how can you find that? So for that also we have something. So basically for series of x, right, series of x will also be an AP with common difference as coefficient of y. Now, if you don't know what AP is, that is perfectly fine. Do not worry about it. Basically, it is the difference. So look, here also 99 difference, here also 99 difference, here also 99 difference. So if difference is same between two numbers of a series, then it becomes an AP. As simple as that. Here I am saying that series of x will be an AP with common difference as coefficient of y. So if x initial value is 3, common difference is coefficient of y. Coefficient of y is what? 9. So we will add that. So 3 plus 9 will be 12. Add 9 more 21. 9 more 30. 9 more 39. And you have an AP. It's as simple as this. Just look, common difference should be 9. Similarly, for series of y, it will also be an AP with common difference of coefficient of common difference as coefficient of x. What was the first value where x was 3? It was 4, right? It was 4. Let's write 4. Now AP is having common difference as coefficient of x. What is coefficient of x? It is 11. So add 11, 15, add more 11, 26, add more 37, add more 48, and so on, and you have this AP. If you want to write the equation for this, it will be 3 plus 9k, right? Because 9 is the common difference of this equation. For this, initial is 4, common difference is 11, so this will be 4 plus 11k. Now you can put k equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 in both the equations, and you will have for x and y. So this is one way to do this. It can be done very quickly. I just wanted to explain everything, so that is why it took some time. But you see, it is really easy to do actually. Now, one thing. Look here. If you see in here, we did a hit and trial method, right? This was a hit and trial method where we put x equals to 1 first, then x equals to 2, then x equals to 3, and so on and so forth. We kept on doing it until we found that, okay, I have x equals to 3, y equals to 4, both are integers, so I'm done. That was good. But if you want to find that much more quickly, then you have something called remainder method. Now this is very cheeky way to do that, okay, but yeah, it is something. You have the equation 9y equals to 11x plus 3, right? 9y equals to 11x plus 3, or you can write it as 11x minus 9y equals to minus 3. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking all the coefficients, all the variables on one side and constants on one side, right? X and y on one side and numbers on one side. Now I can depend on x. So what I will do is I will take 9 as a denominator. So whatever in y is written, whatever is the coefficient of y, I will write in denominator. And I will try to find remainder from here. Now look, when I divide the numerator, that is 11x, with 9, this will give me 2x. Look, it is, as I said, it is very cheeky way to do that. When you divide 11 by 9, you write 1, 9, and you get 2 as a remainder. So this I am passing here, 2x. And if you see 9, 9, so remainder will be 0. So what I would do, I would just get rid of this completely. So on left hand side, I would only have 2x upon 9 to find the remainder. On the right hand side, if you divide minus 3 by 9, the remainder will be 6. Right? If you don't know how, then look, you have minus 3. Since it is in negative, so I'm going to add this denominator value, plus 9. So this will be 6. So whenever you see a negative value, just add a denominator value to that. So now this will be 6. So I will have 6. Okay. So this cannot be solved further. So this will be 2x equals to 6. So x will be 3. As I said, it is very quick, but it is very cheeky. So make sure that you have a good hold on that. Okay, just remove this. Have 2 here because 11, 9, remainder is 2, so 2x. Here remainder with y you get 0, so we removed y altogether. Then we have minus 3 by 9, so remainder is going to be 6, so x is 3, and you have your first solution. Now you could put x equals to 3 here, and you will have y equals to 4. So instead of putting these values x equals to 1, 2, 3, you have this. A simpler way. Right. Let's see another question, and let's try to solve that. Three x plus 7y equals to 150. Find the number of integral solutions. The same thing that we just saw. Let's try to solve this. Pause the video and try to solve this. Let's see the solution. Sorry, I'm having a wet throat today. So, let's see. You have equation 3x plus 7y equals to 150. Can we write it like this? 7y equals to 115 minus 3x. Now if I put y equals to 0, then 3x would be 115. This would not divide it completely, so no. Let's say y equals to 1, so 3x would be 108. So yx would be 36. So there you go. You have your first value. Now look, one thing. For this equation, 3x equals to 115 minus 7y. Look, just observe. If you increase y, since it is in negative, if you increase y, x, which is in positive, will decrease. Right? If this is 1, then whatever the value of x I have, if I put y equals to 2, x will be lesser. So if I keep on increasing y, x will keep on decreasing. So the lowest value that I could find of y was 1. So that means the upcoming values that I will have for x will be lesser than this. So let's say if I put y equals to 2, so x will be lesser because negative will be more, so x will be less. Getting it? So now that means this value x equals to 36 that I have gotten, this is max. One thing. Okay, just with the observation we found out that the value that I have found with this y value, that is max for x. Now, let's see further. Uh, I have the equation. I'm not just solving the questions. Okay, I'm not just solving the questions now. I'm discussing many more things along with that. Okay, so it's not like that I'm going to just focus on solving the question because that wouldn't teach you that much. It would teach you more if I tell you more and more methods and I will discuss more things with you. Okay, so this is the equation we have, and we need to find non-negative integral solutions for this, right? Now look, x is having coefficient of 7. Oh, sorry, and for x is having coefficient of 3, right? We have reversed that. So for x we have written for y, and for y we have written for x, because for x it will be 115 minus 7y, and for y it will be 115 minus 3y, 3x, right? It would be like this. So this will have larger common difference. Remember, we talked about that for series of x, it will be an AP with common difference as coefficient of y. So y is having coefficient of 7. So it will have larger common difference, right? Because y is having more coefficient of more coefficient. So it will have larger common difference. So lesser number of terms. So that means solution depends on x, right? Solution depends on x. This is an observation. I have not told you this, nothing. Just an observation that whenever opposite one is having larger coefficient, that means the other one, let's say this y is having larger coefficient, so x will have larger common difference in its AP. If it has larger common difference, that means there will be lesser number of terms. So the solution will depend on that. If that was the case with y, then it would depend on that. So just one thing that you could observe. So now since solution depends on x and it has lesser number of terms, the equation is this, right? Let's write it like that. And let's start with y equals to 0. So 3x will be, I'm solving it again, you see. So this will be 115, not possible. Y equals to 1, 3x is 108, so x will be 36, right? So now you see what we did. We saw that it has a lesser number of terms and 36 is max. So x is 36, this is max. What will be the next number? It is an AP with common difference of coefficient of y. Let's go back. Series of x will be an AP with common difference as coefficient of y. Since 36 is max, right? And you do not need to go over here in order to see the max value and follow this. No. Solution depends on x. This is our equation. So whenever y is negative, x will be positive. If you increase this, this will be lesser. So whenever y is smallest, x will be largest. So from here only you can find that. So if y is 1, you have 36, which is largest. I have found my largest value. What could be a smaller value than this? It will be 29, 36 minus coefficient of y. Then again minus 7, minus 7, minus 7 and minus 7, right? Or 36 minus 7k. Just make sure that it is greater than 0 if you need non-negative integral solutions. If you don't need non-negative, then you could go ahead and find that out. Got it? So this is one method that you could follow, where you have an equation, look which is having larger coefficient. If the opposite one is having larger coefficient, it will have larger common difference, which will mean lesser number of terms. That will mean solution depends on that, and solve it accordingly. Just make sure that you have already found the largest value. Let's see one more question and things will become much more clear to you. Find the number of non-negative integral solutions for 5x plus 13y equals to 1002. Try this. Look, let's solve this now. You can pause the video and try to solve it. I'm solving it now. For x, y is having 13. For y, x is having 5. So this is largest. That means larger common difference, lesser number of terms. That means solution will depend on that. So we will write the equation like this, if the solution depends on that. Okay. Let's put y equals to 0. So this would be 5x equals to 1002 minus 0. So this is not possible since x will not be integer. Y equals to 1. 5x equals to 1002 minus 13. So again y will not be integer. And so basically if you put y equals to 4, it will be 52. So that is 5x minus 1002 minus 52. So that would be 950. X will be 190 and this will be largest. Why largest? Because y is in negative. So if it will increase, x will decrease, and if it is lowest, which we saw because y we started 0 and we saw each value, so we have the lowest of y, so that means x will be largest at x equals to 190. How can you find more values of x? It is an AP. 190 minus coefficient of y. Just make sure that this is greater than 0. Let's put k equals to 0. So it will be 190. We are finding these x values. Put k equals to 1 and x will be how much? 190 minus 13. So 177. Right? You can go ahead and find that. Since it is asking a number of non-negative integral solution, so let's look at this equation. 190 minus 13k greater than 0. 190 greater than 13k, and so k should be lesser than 16. Yes, 16, 160, 48. Yeah, lesser than 15 point something basically. So you can have total 15 solutions since it is in 15 point something. So at least 15 you get. Right, so this is how you can find that. This is how you solve these equations. Now look, it was so simple. It could be done in a few seconds only. Right? So this was what we were coming at. All these things that we saw again and again, it was all to come at this position. Because CAT asks these questions again and again and again. So we need to make sure that we cater to that. Let's do one more question. You have this equation 3x plus 9y equals to 1084. Find the number of non-negative integral solution. This is the question that you have. Pause the video and solve it. Let's see the solution. Look at the equation very carefully. Look at this. This equation on the left hand side, this is divisible by 3 completely. If I divide it by 3, it will be x plus 3y. But look at this. This is not divisible by 3. But left hand side is divisible, right hand side is not. So you will have no solution. Let's see one more. You have 4x plus 6y equals to 981. So find the number of non-negative integral solution. Again, same thing. 4x plus 6y equals to 981. Here you see this is divisible by 2. This is not divisible by 2. So again, no solution. Okay. Now there is one method that is highly followed where you get non-negative integral solutions and positive integral solutions. So it goes something like this where you have 3 different cases. So let's have a look at case 1. Okay. So in case 1, let's say if you have equation ax plus by equals to k, right? Let's say this is your equation where both a and b that you have are factors of k. Okay. If that is the case, then for number of solutions, you find this value k upon a multiplied by b. Okay, and in this number of, or I will just write that non-negative integral solutions will be k upon a multiplied by b plus 1, whereas positive integral solutions will be k upon a multiplied by b minus 1. So this is something that you need to remember. Okay. Let's see one example or one question. Let's say you have 2x plus 3y equals to 300. Right, you're given this. Try to solve it. As we can see, 2 and 3 are factors of 300. Right, they're factors of 300, and that is what we were looking at. So 300, if you look at factors of that, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Yeah, 4. 4 cannot be because 4 is like even number. It is already divisible by 3. So 5 and so on and so forth. So you can have a look at that. Now since 2 and 3 are factors of 300, so therefore number of solutions will be how much for this equation? Let's find k upon a into b. So that would be k is 300, a is 2, this is 3, so this would be 50. So that means number of non-negative integral solutions will be 51, whereas positive integral solutions would be 49. There you go. Here's your answer. Let's see another question. 3a plus 4b equals to 600. So what will be the k upon a into b? Just see if they are a positive integral. So yeah, 600 has a factor 3 and 4. So they are both factors of that. Let's see. So 600 upon 3 multiplied by 4. Okay, let's make this. Yeah, this is 4. So this would be how much? This is 12. So this would be 50. So 50. So again, the same thing. 51 is your non-negative integral solutions and 49 is your positive integral solutions. Let's see one more. 12x plus 15 by equals to 720. Try this. Let's see the solution. This is A, this is B, and this is obviously your K. Just divide K by A and separately by B also and see if they are divisible. So yes, they are. So that means A and B are factors of K. You can do one more thing. You can take 3 common or divide the whole equation by 3. So it will be 4x plus 5y equals to 240. You can do this also to make the equation more simpler. So this would be 240, 4 multiplied by 5, right? So, okay, let me write one more condition that SCF of A and B should be 1. Okay, I don't think I wrote that earlier because it could make the answer different over here, right? I know that. Sorry about that. So 240 upon 4 into 5, so that would be 12. So we wanted to make SCF of these constant, these coefficients as 1. So that is why we divided the whole equation by 3. So this would be 12. So that means 13 will be non-negative integral solutions and 11 will be positive integral solution. This is case 1. Let's see case 2. Again, we have this ax plus by equals to k. Now this time not both are factors of k, but one of a or b is a factor of k. Okay, if that is the case, then if let's say k upon a into b gives a value of n or n point something. Okay, since it is not a factor, so it will always be in point because k will not be divided by both the values. So it will always be in decimal. So let's say if it is n point something, in that case, non-negative is n plus 1 and positive number of solutions is n. Let me show you an example. So let's say if there's a question where equation this is given and you need to find non-negative and positive integral solution. So here if you see 123 has 3 as its factor, but 7 is not its factor. So this case holds true in that case. So k upon a multiplied by b, so this would divide it completely, so this would be 41. This would be 5 point something. Because 7 6 is a 42, so it would be lesser than that, so that means 5 point something. So that means non-negative will be 6 and positive will be 5. Got it? Just one more thing. These cases that we are seeing here, we are not given any range or any constraints. Okay, we are finding the number of solutions from infinite values. It can go to anywhere. It can start from anywhere. So we are not given any range or any constraint. So remember this, that these cases cannot be used when range or constraint is given. It can only be used when you're free to choose from wherever you want. Let's see case 3. Again, you have equation ax plus by equals to k. Now this time, none of a or b is a factor of k. None of them. Neither a nor b. It's a simple one. Then k upon a multiplied by b equals to n point something. This will have non-negative or positive solution equals to what? N or n plus 1. This is uncertain. It could be n or n plus 1. It could be either of them. And you could also see that in this case, non-negative number of solutions is equals to positive number of solutions. So they are not different. It could be either. Let me show you a question. Let's say you have 5x plus 13y equals to 1002. Okay. So k upon a multiplied by b, this would be 15 point something. You can solve it. So either it will be 15 or 16. In this case, if you try to divide 1002 by 5 or 13, it will not divide completely. So that means our third case satisfies, and that is why we are doing it like this. This is a quick thing I did so that we do not waste our time and we could be done with this particular thing. I hope this is very, very clear. Again, any doubts, just drop it in the comment section. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about factors of it. And so that is one thing that we could do. Let's see. So the last topic. Okay. Let's see. Let's say you're given that a multiplied by b is 100. Okay, what happened to my pen? Erase this completely. A multiplied by b is, let me write that again. A multiplied by b is 100. Okay, let's say we are given this. Now if you see, how could you write this? This a multiplied by b. How could you write this? You could write it like 1 into 100. So one way that is possible. Or 2 multiplied by 50. Or 4 multiplied by 25. Or 5 multiplied by 20. Or 10 multiplied by 10. Is there any other way in which it can be written? No. Right? This is the only way. At least in the positive case. In negative case, again, you could write minus 1 comma minus 100. So if you see this could be written as 1 comma 100, where a is your 1 and b is 100. Then it could also be written as 100 comma 1. Again, a is this, b is this, right? Then you could have minus 1 comma minus 100. Then you could have minus 100 comma minus 1. We discussed this, but yeah, still. Right? So this could be written in 4 ways. This could also be written in 4 ways. 4, 4. This can only be written in two ways because 10 comma 10 that would be same. So 10 comma 10. So A, B, you cannot write it like this that okay now again 10 10 will be there, this will be B this time, this will be A. No, 10 is same, it cannot be different 10. So that is why 10 10 and minus 10 comma minus 10. A and B or AB or BA, whatever you want to call it. So in total, if you see, you have 18 solutions, right? Now, there is one more way to do this. You have A multiplied by B equals to 100. Write down the factors of this. If I take LCM, something like this, 2, this will be 50, 2, this will be 25, 5, this will be 5, 5, this will be 1. So solve. So that means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So this would be basically prime factorization is something I'm doing. So this will be 2 square multiplied by 5 square. From this, if you need to find number of factors, what you do is you take this and you add 1. 2 plus 1. Similar thing you will do here. We will discuss this in very great detail later on, but right now I need you to know this. So total number of factors will be this much. So that means 3 multiplied by 3 or 9 is the total number of factors. And number of solutions is 2 times to that of number of factors. So number of solutions will be 9 into 2, that is 18. So either you could do all of this or you could just do this and you have your number of solutions. Let's see one more question. Let's say you have x plus y plus 99 equals to xy. Okay. Xy minus x minus y minus 99 equals to 0. Let's take x common. This would be minus y plus 1 equals to 99 plus 1. So I'm adding plus 1 here and adding plus 1 on the right hand side. Also, I'm taking 99 on this side. So my equation will look something like this. So that I can take minus 1 common. So this would be x minus 1 y minus 1 equals to 100. So this would be x minus 1 y minus 1 equals to 100. So again same thing, this is a, this is b equals to 100. This can be written as this. Again 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, total number of factors is 9. Total number of solutions is 18. And there you go, here is your answer. Okay, so this is one thing that you could do. This was part 1 of your linear equations. Part 2 will come tomorrow for the linear equations where we are going to solve more and more questions, and there are few more things that I need to tell you. We will discuss more about factors in that video firstly because this is the beginning of this. So we'll discuss more about that. So part 2 of linear equation will come tomorrow. Let's hit 50 likes for that. If we get 50 likes on this video, I will release the second part right there and there. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.